Hi everyone, I'm Rhiana from A Frugal Life. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're coming to me from my blog at afrugallife.org, welcome. If you're coming to me from the Facebook group, the Frugal Life Facebook group, welcome. And if you are just coming to stumble upon here, please do check out the blog and the Facebook group down below. They are both totally free and full of tips, tricks, hints, and recipes for you on living a frugal life. So if you hear snorting or barking, that is my lovely Bubba right here. His name is Odie. He is our new mascot for this video, and he is insisting on sitting at my lap during the video. So he's making a lot of noise, so please forgive him for that. He just wants to be part of it. So today we're going to talk about extreme grocery savings without using coupons. So if you are a coupon lover, if you are an app lover, I love them too. I encourage you to use them, but use them wisely. This is going to be a video completely based on how to shop without coupons, or in addition to shopping with coupons for those of you that don't coupon. So I have 10 tips for you. Number one tip is to shop the outlet stores. So my outlet is called Grocery Outlet. It is a grocery outlet store, and there are a lot of things that are near to expiring, close to expiring, or that they get at a discount and resell to you. I personally am not worried about the expiration dates. I make sure to only buy things that I can use while the items are still good, but you should always check your expiration dates in these type of stores. If you're unsure what type of things you can get at a grocery outlet store, I'm going to post a picture up here of what I got recently at the grocery outlet store, and I got a ton of things for only a few cents each. I got bacon for 25 cents a pound. I got cheese for 20 cents a pound. I got all sorts of things like cereal and edible cookie dough and a great many other things for that much money. And then I did do my regular grocery shopping while I was there as well. I saved more than I spent in that grocery trip. I think I spent $70 on that grocery trip, and I saved about $90 on that grocery trip just from shopping the grocery outlet clearance sales and then buying the things I regularly needed at that store. Tip number two is brand loyalty. We see this tip all over the internet in blogs. People pass it off as, oh, I have to have my particular brand of laundry detergent or peanut butter. I agree. I will not eat generic peanut butter, but I am not brand specific on the type of brand that I have to have for peanut butter. I do shop the sales. So if it's peanut butter or laundry soap or anything else, make sure that you look into your other options. You do not have to buy Tide all the time. You don't have to buy Ragu SpaghettiO sauce. Explore the sales, and you may find out that you like a different brand better anyways. So sticking to one brand is going to cost you a lot of money. Dropping brand loyalty and shopping different brands or shopping generic is going to save you tons and tons of money. Trust me on this. If you are a brand loyal shopper, go to the grocery store next time with the idea of just buying 5 things outside of your normal brand and see how much you can save by shopping those items on a generic or sale brand at the time. Tip number 3 is do not shop for convenience. There are many ways that people shop for convenience. They shop for convenience by going to only one store instead of driving to several stores. They shop for convenience by shopping specific items that they can cook quickly, like frozen meals or pre-made things from the deli or pre-made things from the bakery, boxes and canned meals and frozen meals and things that are already prepared are shopping for convenience. So if you are not a cook, I highly recommend you become one. And there are so many videos online on YouTube that are completely 100% free. I recommend struggle meals to start out with, and I will post a bunch of other beginning cooking videos down below that will help you learn to cook. I highly recommend do not shop for convenience. Pre-make things that you can use all week long, like rice, potatoes, anything that you can cook from scratch in a big batch, prep in the fridge and use all week long. Instead of buying convenience items, you will save so much money. Number 4, and I am new to this as well, is meal planning. I am kind of lazy and I was never into meal planning before. I watched a video from Jordan Page at Fun Free Cheap or Free, I think her videos are. I will post the link down below on meal planning, and it changed my view forever. So you can meal plan by shopping your cupboards first, deciding what you need to use up, and then adding only a few things to your grocery bill that you can purchase during the week or on your weekly shopping trip, and and you will save money. So I was shopping the sales before. I would go and say, well, hamburger's on sale. I'm going to buy a hamburger, and then we're going to cook based on that. It's not as effective as shopping your cupboard first, meal planning, and then buying the hamburger or chicken, or maybe you don't even need meat for that week, just bread and cereal. So I highly recommend meal planning. I'm going to post Jordan's video down below on meal planning. And then there are a bunch of links also online. If you just type in free printable meal planner, you will get tons of meal planning links where you can download the meal planner, fill it in, and take it to the grocery store with you. I do have a favorite I will post down below that has a grocery list on the right hand side that allows you to decide what you're going to shop based on your meal plan. Number 5, and this is something I learned from my grandma like 30 years ago, is kitchen sink soup. So this is a big one in a lot of families that are into frugal living, and it has been passed down from generation to generation. Some people call it garbage soup, some people call it other things. We call it kitchen sink soup. So my grandma would save little bits of things all week long in a Tupperware in the fridge that were left over. Maybe half a cup of chicken broth, or a quarter cup of carrots, one diced potato from breakfast, all week long, that might go together into a soup. And then she would dump it into a big pot, add some spices, and make this amazing kitchen sink soup that virtually costs nothing, because these are items that you would just throw away. I have saved as little as 2 tablespoons of chopped onions from a pan after cooking up steak for my husband. They flavor the soup, they make it wonderful, and it is just something I would throw away. I also sometimes call it stone soup. If you know that story, it's a bunch of villagers gathered together to collect different items to make a soup together. I gather the items from my different meals, make a soup together, and call it kitchen sink soup, and it is a hearty dinner, sometimes even that allows for leftovers for the next day, and it is completely free if you use up your leftovers. Tip number 6 is to buy in bulk, but buy only items that you eat. So we are tempted when we go to the grocery store, especially if you do shop those grocery outlet type stores, to buy things in bulk because they're so cheap. Quinoa was 10 cents a pound because it was going out of the store in that brand, or brown rice, or it could be anything that you don't normally eat, but you're like, I'll buy that because it's so cheap and we're going to eat it. And then it will stay in your cupboard for the rest of your life until you decide to donate or dump it, because you don't eat it, so you're not going to use it. And even though it was only $2 for an entire 10-pound bag or something like that, then you just wasted that $2. So I would recommend buying it in bulk though. We do shop at Winco. Winco has this huge, amazing bulk section. We shop for things like rice, pasta, spices, gravy mixes, but we only buy in bulk for things that we need, that we use every single day. And I put them in big containers in the cupboard. I put dates on them to make sure we use them up in time, and we save so much money. My husband is diabetic, so he is low carb, and we use a lot of almond flour for baked goods for him because it is low carb, and it is incredibly expensive. Even online, on my favorite shopping place of all time, Amazon, it is expensive. But in Winco, it is only $3.33, something like that, a pound, which is crazy cheap for almond flour. We stock up 10 pounds at a time, and it lasts us for months. I highly recommend shopping in bulk, but remember, only shop for things that you'll use and that you use every day. I recommend, do not shop for convenience. Pre-make things that you can use all week long, like rice, potatoes, anything that you can cook from scratch in a big batch, prep in the fridge and use all week long. Instead of buying convenience items, you will save so much money. Number 4, and I am new to this as well, is meal planning. I am kind of lazy, and I was never into meal planning before. I watched a video from Jordan Page at Fun Free, Cheap or Free, I think her videos are. I will post the link down below on meal planning, and it changed my view forever. So you can meal plan by shopping your cupboards first, deciding what you need to use up, and then adding only a few things to your grocery bill that you can purchase during the week or on your weekly shopping trip, and you will save money. So I was shopping the sales before. I would go and say, well, hamburger's on sale. I'm going to buy a hamburger, and then we're going to cook based on that. it's not as effective as shopping your cupboard first, meal planning, and then buying the hamburger or chicken, or maybe you don't even need meat for that week, just bread and cereal. So I highly recommend meal planning. I'm going to post Jordan's video down below on meal planning. And then there are a bunch of links also online. If you just type in free printable meal planner, you will get tons of meal planning links where you can download the meal planner, fill it in, and take it to the grocery store with you. I do have a favorite I will post down below that has a grocery list on the right hand side that allows you to decide what you're going to shop based on your meal plan. Number 5, and this is something I learned from my grandma like 30 years ago, is kitchen sink soup. So this is a big one in a lot of families that are into frugal living, and it has been passed down from generation to generation. Some people call it garbage soup, some people call it other things. We call it kitchen sink soup. So my grandma would save little bits of things all week long in a Tupperware in the fridge that were left over. Maybe half a cup of chicken broth, or a quarter cup of carrots, one diced potato from breakfast, all week long, that might go together into a soup. And then she would dump it into a big pot, add some spices, and make this amazing kitchen sink soup that virtually costs nothing, because these are items that you would just throw away. I have saved as little as 2 tablespoons of chopped onions from a pan after cooking up steak for my husband. They flavor the soup, they make it wonderful, and it is just something I would throw away. So I also call it stone soup in my literary background. So I also sometimes call it stone soup. If you know that story, it's a bunch of villagers gathered together to collect different items to make a soup together. I gather the items from my different meals, make a soup together, and call it kitchen sink soup. And it is a hearty dinner, sometimes even that allows for leftovers for the next day, and it is completely free if you use up your leftovers. Tip number 6 is to buy in bulk, but buy only items that you eat. So we are tempted when we go to the grocery store, especially if you do shop those grocery outlet type stores, to buy things in bulk because they're so cheap. Quinoa was 10 cents a pound because it was going out of the store in that brand, or brown rice, or it could be anything that you don't normally eat, but you're like, I'll buy that because it's so cheap and we're going to eat it. And then it will stay in your cupboard for the rest of your life until you decide to donate or dump it because you don't eat it, so you're not going to use it. And even though it was only $2 for an entire 10-pound bag or something like that, then you just wasted that $2. So I would recommend buying it in bulk though. We do shop at Winco. Winco has this huge, amazing bulk section. We shop for things like rice, pasta, spices, gravy mixes, but we only buy in bulk for things that we need, that we use every single day. And I put them in big containers in the cupboard. I put dates on them to make sure we use them up in time, and we save so much money. My husband is diabetic, so he is low carb, and we use a lot of almond flour for baked goods for him because it is low carb, and it is incredibly expensive. Even online on my favorite shopping place of all time, Amazon, it is expensive. But in Winco, it is only $3.33, something like that, a pound, which is crazy cheap for almond flour. We stock up 10 pounds at a time, and it lasts us for months. I highly recommend shopping in bulk, but remember, only shop for things that you'll use and that you use every day. 7, and this is a tip from Michael Pollan, one of my favorite food writers, and it is to shop the outside of the grocery store. That means the outside aisles instead of the inside aisles. So if you go right in my grocery store, you see the produce aisle, and then you see the milk and the cream, and then you see the meat and the bread, and it's just all of the non-convenience items that are fresh, ready to go, sometimes on sale, but these are the outside store aisles that you want to shop. So if you can keep to these aisles first and then go into the store, into the inner aisles for things you absolutely have to need, you will not only be shopping healthier because you'll be buying fresh, from scratch ingredients to cook in your home, but it will be cheaper. So it is much cheaper to buy rice in bulk and meat in bulk than buying pre-prepared foods like we talked about in the middle inside aisles. So if you want to get started shopping in a more healthy and inexpensive way, go around the grocery store, shop those outside aisles, come back inside to the middle and buy things you absolutely have to buy. Number 8. Number 8, and we're going to call this Meatless Monday, but it can be meatless any day. Hashtag Meatless Monday, search it on the internet and you will see tons of recipes, blog articles, YouTube videos on people who are giving up meat only on Mondays. You do not have to be vegan, you do not have to be vegetarian. It has nothing to do with healthier living, although it is much healthier at times to eat meatless. It is about saving a ton of money. So if you go meatless just one day a week, and it can be any day that's convenient for you, go meatless all 3 meals and snacks. You will not miss it that one day and you will save a ton of money. So one of my favorite things to cook for Meatless Monday is potato soup in the evening. It's hearty and filling and we eat biscuits with it. Breakfast can be pancakes or French toast, and lunch can be something like peanut butter sandwiches or salads. So not eating meat just that one day will save you on your grocery bill. Think of it this way: if you are shopping for 5 at-home prepared meals for a week, let's say you go out on the weekends, then you are saving 1/5 of your grocery budget in meat by not eating meat on one day. Number 9, we're getting close to the end, is watch YouTube. YouTube is an educational wonderland of videos for cooking and saving money. My absolute favorite right now is Jordan Page from Fun, Cheap, or Free. She has been all over things like Oprah and the Today Show, but she also has some great videos she makes all the time on her own in her home with her kids that show you how to save money, especially on grocery shopping. So I will put her link down below. Highly recommend Jordan Page from Fun, Cheap, or Free. Number 10, and this is going to be the last one today, is beverages. So I am going to challenge you to track your beverage spending for 1 month. Get a little notebook, put it in your purse. Track the cost of your beverages, including your coffee, including Kool-Aid, soda, anything at all that you drink that you pay for, water on a run or a hike, everything that you pay out of pocket for beverages, and then compare it to how much you spend on food. So when I did this, beverages was more than 50% of our spending, and we don't drink coffee or alcohol. So beverages are very expensive. If you just track your spending for 1 month, you can then go back through that spending and decide where you can cut out different things or make them cheaper. Maybe you buy soda only on sale when it's on sale. Maybe you buy soda at discount stores, or you don't buy it at all. Maybe you skip the Starbucks and you make coffee at home, or you give up coffee altogether. See where you're spending the most on your beverages and try to cut out one expenditure next month and see where you are on your grocery bill. It is a great way to save money without having to use coupons at all. So that is it for this video. I'll be making another one soon. If you would like, please join our family-friendly Facebook group down below, completely free, and there are currently over 19,000 members sharing their tips and tricks every single day. We are a group based on kindness, friendliness, and acceptance, so everybody is welcome. And please, please, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and come back to visit me on the next video. Thank you. Bye.